So good evening. I don't have big issues to discuss tonight. I just basically want to uh, emphasize a few points, just a few points, maybe about 3 points, and then I'll open the phone lines, and you'll be free to contribute. So, first things first. The issue of Edgar Lungu. I know some of you are getting irritated. You are always talking about Edgar Lungu, Edgar Lungu. There have to be somebody who has to sustain the issue. If I stop talking about it, this issue will just get back to normal. It will just be like normal. So somebody has to keep on talking about it to bring the issue, to sustain the issue in the public domain. And that is what I'm doing. And those of you who have followed me for some time, you understand that I am a pit bull. I never let go of an issue until I reach the logical conclusion. Until I reach the logical conclusion, I don't just abandon issues just like that. This issue of Edgar Lungu is a big issue. So we cannot just leave it and say, well, it's business as usual. No, it is affecting us. It is haunting our country. We need closure on Edgar Lungu. We need closure on Edgar Lungu, and I'll keep talking about it. And I'm doing this in the interest, number one, of our country, and in the interest of Edgar Lungu himself. Some of you have been accusing me of being against Edgar Lungu. I've never been against Edgar Lungu in this issue. I am actually fighting for Edgar Lungu. If there is somebody who is fighting for Edgar Lungu in his death, it's me. I am the only one who has even risked losing benefits, losing friends to fight for Edgar Lungu. If there is anyone in Zambia or a Zambian who has suffered for Edgar Lungu in his death, it's me. No one has suffered for Edgar Lungu than me. No one, not even the wife, not even the children. You say, they are the ones who have lost more. It's true, they have lost more, but I am a gallant soldier of Edgar Lungu. I have stood as a soldier for Edgar Lungu, even in his death. What am I fighting for? I'm simply fighting for Edgar Lungu to be buried in Zambia. I want Edgar Lungu to rest in peace. I want Edgar Lungu to be sent off as a former head of state. That's what I want. These others, they are not fighting for Edgar Lungu. No, they are not fighting for Edgar Lungu. You can't say you are fighting for Edgar Lungu perpetuating bitterness. You can't say you are fighting for Edgar Lungu perpetuating bitterness. No. When a person dies, you want them to sleep in peace. Whatever differences they could have had with other people, you want those issues, to go and let them sleep in peace. You don't insist on the bitterness that a person had when he was alive. You don't. You let a person rest in peace. But when you are insisting, no, he said this, no, whatever, you are perpetuating bitterness. Lungu is gone. Lungu is gone. Life is for the living. Life is for the living, not for the dead. So Lungu is gone. Whatever differences that he could have had with Hakainde Hichilema, with whoever, all those issues, we let go. We let go. We let the man rest in peace. And for us Catholics, we start praying for this person so that he can be received in heaven. We believe this person's spirit is hovering in purgatory. and we need to pray for him to push him into heaven. Now, you are praying for a person to go to heaven, and yet you are holding on to bitterness. Can such a person go to heaven? Can Lungu go to heaven when you are still here? You people who are alive are still holding on to the bitterness. No, you can't. You can't. You can't. So in the interest of Lungu, in his death, certainly holding on to the bitterness, the Lungu story is not fighting for Lungu. Then saying no, what is this? Then the other issue is burying Edgar Lungu in another country. It is not in the interest of Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu was not South African. Edgar Lungu was Zambian and a former head of state for that matter. For that reason, Edgar Lungu must be buried in Zambia according to the culture that we have set, how we bury former heads of state. We have buried 5 former heads of state, and we know how we do it. So please, it is just in the interest of Edgar Lungu that he's brought to Zambia and is buried in Zambia. Those who want Edgar Lungu to be buried in South Africa, they want to do this not for Edgar Lungu, but for their own political expediency, for their own political aggrandizement. That is why they want Edgar Lungu to be buried in South Africa. They want to embarrass Hakainde Hichilema. They want to use Edgar Lungu's body to say, when we win, we will bring Edgar Lungu into Zambia. And they have been shamelessly doing this, shamelessly doing it. They have no shame to actually talk about it, to say, no, Hakainde Hichilema is going to lose elections, and then we are going to bring politicizing the funeral. I have not politicized the funeral. They have politicized the funeral. I have simply responded. I am simply responding to those who want to politicize Edgar Lungu, to those who want to use Edgar Lungu. Even in his death, they want to use Edgar Lungu. I am fighting against that. I am fighting against that. I am the only one fighting for Edgar Lungu. I am the only one fighting for Edgar Lungu. These other people, they are busy fighting for themselves. They are busy fighting for politics. I am fighting for Edgar Lungu. I'm fighting for Edgar Lungu. And I've suffered for it. I've lost friends. I've lost Kangwe. People that used to help me financially, they have withdrawn. And I've said, I don't care. I'll keep talking about this. And I'm talking about it. And tonight, the issue that I want to clarify, because some of you are seemingly beginning to doubt, is Edgar Lungu dead? Is Edgar Lungu dead? No, I think Edgar Lungu is not dead. And somebody cleverly, tried to manipulate the ranting of JJ Banda. Some of you, some people have cut what JJ Banda said. JJ Banda, when he was saying, by independence, we will come with Mamdala on the same plane, JJ did not mean Edgar Lungu is still alive. I have also seen a posting, I don't know, which is attributed to a chair, suggesting that Edgar Lungu is alive. Look, whoever is fabricating these stories, there are some people who are fabricating these stories, and it's on both aisles, unfortunately. It's on both aisles, with different agendas. People are coming up with stories to confuse the Zambian people, to manipulate the Zambian people. From both sides, from the UPND side, from the PF side, people are coming up with stories in order to, push their own agendas. Some of them, they are coming out like, no, Edgar Lungu is alive, so that they threaten the UPND. So that they threaten the UPND, so that they confuse, the people. But Edgar Lungu, I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, Edgar Lungu is dead. Edgar Lungu is not alive. Of course, even to the UPND, there are some people who are creating this to say, no, he's not dead, so that Edgar Lungu looks like, you know, he was a trickster, you know, he was a trickster. They have even gone to an extent of saying Edgar Lungu was involved in drugs and he was shot. There is that narrative. But I am, as a person that is fighting for Edgar Lungu, I want to tell you that Edgar Lungu, number one, is dead. No doubt about it. Never should you doubt about Edgar Lungu. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Edgar Lungu is dead. He is dead. No two ways about it. Don't even think twice. He is dead. Edgar Lungu is long gone. He is long gone. You will not see Edgar Lungu alive again. You will not. He's gone. Piri, Guthrie, yes, I'm still talking about Edgar Lungu. I want you to understand, you Piri, I want you to understand, I want you to know that Edgar Lungu is dead. Because some of you, you are getting confused. No, no, whatever. You think that there is somebody who is playing with the death of Lungu to say he's not dead. No, he's dead. Edgar Lungu is dead na papata. And I am speaking on firm ground because I followed the ailment of Edgar Lungu when he was alive. Even when he was going for the operation, I knew when he was going for the operation. I knew when he came out of the operation room. I knew when he was in ICU. I knew when things changed. I knew when he died. I know. And even these plans that you are seeing, they started immediately after he died. People started now scheming. They started scheming. But what about this? What about this? What about this? And that is where we parted. Because some people, they had this agenda. They had so many plans. They had a number of plans on Edgar Lungu. And I refused. I refused to hide. Some people wanted to hide the death of Edgar Lungu. They wanted to hide. They wanted you to believe that Edgar Lungu was still in South Africa and he was still issuing instructions so that they can come up with what is this? What is it? What can I say? They can come up and say, Edgar Lungu has endorsed such and such a person. Because they wanted to be endorsed. Or they wanted somebody to be endorsed. So they wanted to keep Edgar Lungu like he's alive. So that they can be speaking for him the way they were doing on his page. If you remember, people were posting things on his page like it is Edgar Lungu was posted. And yet it was not Edgar Lungu. So they wanted to sustain that using the page on Facebook. They wanted to continue voicing out that Edgar Lungu has said this, Edgar Lungu has said this, and yet the man is dead. I refused. I refused. I said, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. So that is where we parted. Where we are coming all along Konsoku, we were okay. Okay? When he was sick and whatever, I was okay, we were okay. I was receiving updates on what was going on. Everything very well. I can give you details of issues. I can give you details. Even the issue of saying no, money for his medication came from, I can give you a number of details. Even the people that have been behind the family, I know all that. We only differed after he died. That is where the difference came in. Because those who were in South Africa and those who were the depositories of Edgar Lungu's money, those, they had their own ideas. They had things that they had their plans. And I refused their plans. Because my stance is very simple. The man is dead. You can't keep on using him even in his death. Up to today, they are using Edgar Lungu. In his death, they are using Edgar Lungu. They are using Edgar Lungu. You can't do that. The man is gone. Let him rest in peace. That's all I want. That's all I want. A natural thing which should happen to anyone. When somebody dies, you want them to rest in peace. That's all I want. How do you rest in peace? You can't rest in peace when you are perpetuating bitterness. You can't rest in peace when you are perpetuating hatred. You can't rest in peace when you are buried in another country. It is as simple as that. You rest in peace when you are buried in your country. You rest in peace when you let go of all these issues of bitterness, of hatred, and you concentrate on the legacy. What is the legacy of Edgar Chagwa Lungu? That is what I would want to be discussing. Not to be using Edgar Chagwa Lungu for politics. No. No. So my agenda is very, very simple. It is not against Edgar Lungu. It is not to fight anyone and whatever. It is for Edgar Lungu to rest in peace. May Edgar Lungu rest in peace. He's not resting in peace right now. He's not. He's in a fridge, in a deep freezer. He's being frozen. That is not resting in peace. And the family, the wife, the children, really, they should be concerned. They should have a heart that this is not the way a human being is supposed to be treated. But they have ganged up, being used by, scrupulous people so that they can maximize, they can squeeze something out of his death. This is not right. No matter which way you look at it, it is just not right. Edgar Lungu must rest in peace. He can only rest in peace in Zambia. He can only rest in peace if we drop all these bitterness and hatred that is surrounding Edgar Lungu's death. Now, some people were asking me to say, why isn't government taking the Lungu family to court? I hope those people who ask me those questions, they are listening. Look, the situation as it is now is that the case is in court. Yes, there is a judgment which is in favor of the government, but the case is still in court. So the body can't move because the case is still in court. Legally, the body cannot move because the case is still in court. They appealed the High Court judgment, and the case now is in the Supreme Court. So they have to wait until that is determined. That's when the body can move. And I pray that it will move this time around when they rule, because I don't see the family, winning. Then I also got a bit of info on the part of the government as to why government has been quiet, because government has not been constantly updating the citizens. I strongly believe that they should have been doing that. I strongly believe that they should have been doing that. But I'll talk about that later on. But what I got is that the government is still trying to negotiate with them. It's trying to negotiate with the family. So they feel that the more this issue is being discussed from the government point of view, it might send a different signal, okay, which might jeopardize the discussion that they are trying to have with the family. So government is quiet because they don't want to jeopardize the initiatives that are currently going on to engage the family so that maybe an amicable solution can be found. So that is what I got. Remember, I spoke about it and, criticizing government, but somebody from government told me that they don't want to be issuing statements because when they issue statements, sometimes these statements are misconstrued, or some people tend to twist these stories. Whatever statement they twist it, and it may jeopardize the negotiations that are currently going on. I will give my opinion on that. So that is about Edgar Lungu. I wanted to insist on that, the fact that Edgar Lungu is dead, and I speak firmly on that. I know he's dead. Yes, some people are saying, no, where is the body and whatever? Who hasn't seen the body, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that as it may be, though no one has seen the body of Edgar Chagwa Lungu, among the so many people that we can think of who should have seen the body, the fact is that Edgar Lungu is dead. All this hiding the body, it is because of the politics that these people are playing. They are playing with the minds of Zambians. But let's leave that for another day. For tonight, on one point, I want you to know that Edgar Lungu is dead. Number two, I want to insist that Edgar Lungu did not die as a result of some illicit activities. No, Edgar Lungu was not involved in any illegal activities. He was not involved in any illegal activities. Edgar Lungu was not involved in drugs. Honestly, look at Edgar Lungu. Look at Edgar Lungu. Can he even have the courage to deal in drugs? Why would he be dealing in drugs? When Edgar Lungu got a lot of money when he was president, how do you think Malanji went all the way to Turkey to get that money with a presidential jet? How do you think he went? You think all that it was just Edgar Lungu? Ah, no, you go and get the money, and it's yours. No. And this is not the only deal. There are a number of deals that were done. Edgar Lungu had money. I was misled to think that Edgar Lungu didn't have money. But after his death, the people that I saw around, that's when I came to see. It's like, when the master dies, the master dies, and then you see now people coming around. That's why Esther is being surrounded. That's why Esther is being, being venerated. Because she's the one who knows who got money, who had whatever she knows. And so they have to respect. They have to respect Esther. He has money. Edgar Lungu didn't need to get involved in drugs. He didn't need to do business. Edgar Lungu had money. And that money is with the family. Those people that have gathered in South Africa, they are the ones, they know where Edgar Lungu money is. They know. That's why they don't even care when people are saying, no, what about the benefits? They say, we don't care about your benefits. They don't care. Because they have money. For real, they have the money. And, those of you who might think that I'm being disloyal, I'm sparing you by the fact that I'm not even mentioning names. You should be grateful. You should be grateful that I'm not mentioning names. Otherwise, you don't think that I don't know. I know. Even those of you who are holding back to Ngwe and whatever. One day, you should be grateful that I don't even mention your names. You should be grateful. Don't think I don't know. I know. And kutina mi sampaula, but ichiwa chikuishibe tachikulia chikupuishishisha. I can only go that far to tell you to say I know. And that is why Esther is being surrounded like the Queen Mother, because she knows who has the money. And they are going to South Africa and whatever. And these people, that's a story for another day. But these people, they are fighting to come back into power. They want to come back into power. That's why they are doing all this nonsense. They want to come back into power. They want to come back and enjoy the money. They want to come and get part of the money. A lot of them, government is owing them money. Government is owing them a lot of money. The moment these people just change power, they will get a lot of money from government. A lot of them. A lot of them, the government is owing them money. Of course, dubiously. Of course, dubiously. Dubiously, they are about chama, diru, shani, you know, they are, some of them offered the services which they have not delivered, but just on paper. There are papers saying they have done this, they have done this, they have done this. Some of them offered the, I don't know, products which they never delivered, but there are documents which are saying so much medicine was delivered, so much maize was delivered, so much fertilizer was delivered. You see? So there's those documents and they are holding on to those documents. The moment government will change, they will come with those documents to say, you see, we delivered the medicine. We delivered medicine, but we were not paid. And they will be suing government, and the government will just be entering NAMA consents and paying these people. So there is a lot at stake. They have the money already, but they also have money which they are supposed to get from government through dubious deals. And this is why they want to come back, because when they come back, they will be paid that money. They will be paid that money. What I'm saying here is true. And you people by UPND, check this. Check how many people have got claims on government and how much money. It's a lot of money. This is why they are gathering in South Africa. They want to come back so that they can come and get that money. But as far as I'm concerned, I'll be there to make sure that you don't get back into power, because but you see, it moves me to another issue. What has happened in Malawi? Of course, as a politician, I'll tell you to say it can't happen in Zambia. As a politician, I'll tell you it can't happen in Zambia. But by UPND, don't be comfortable. Don't be comfortable. What has happened in Malawi can actually happen in Zambia, realistically speaking. As a politician, yes, I will stand on a pedestal and say, no, it can't happen, it can't happen, it can't happen. But realistically, it can happen. It can happen. And there are so many areas where, even by UPND, you seem to be dropping your guard. There are many instances which I just watch. I watch like, this one. Such that I even think to say, if I were not supporting the UPND, I would have been carcassing you. There are so many. Therefore, I'm wishibe. Even you people that follow me. Some of you, you are so frustrated. You want me to be criticizing UPND. There are certain things that you are seeing which are not going right. I want to be honest with you. It's not that I don't see those things. It's not that I don't see those things. It's not that I don't agree with some of the issues that you bring. It's not that I don't agree. I do. I'm telling you, I do. I do with some of the issues that you raise. But you need to understand my position. I am real. Me, I'm transparent. I give you my position. I don't hide. I don't, pretend. No, I don't pretend. I want you to understand my position. What is my position? My position at the moment is that I want UPND to retain power in 2026. I want Hakainde Hichilema to retain power in 2026. That is my position. I want Hakainde Hichilema to retain power in 2026. But does it mean that I agree with Hakainde Hichilema in everything? No. No, I don't agree with Hakainde Hichilema in everything. No. There are many things that I don't agree with Hakainde Hichilema. There are many things that I don't agree with Hakainde Hichilema. There are many things that I don't agree with UPND. But honestly, how do you think I'm going to stand up and start criticizing Hakainde Hichilema every day, and yet I want him to retain power in 2026? Does that make sense to you? You need to understand me. You need to understand me. I want Hakainde Hichilema to retain power in 2026. Does it mean I agree with everything? Does it mean I've become a praise singer? I'm not a praise singer. No, I'm not a praise singer. I'm not a guy that is going to support what is wrong. A praise singer is a sycophant. A praise singer is ostentatious. I am not. I will not accept wrong things and come here and start praising to say, no. That's not the way I am. I'm not going to do that. When I spoke about that Ratsaman, I'm convinced. I'm convinced that that man, much as he sounded as tribal, okay, but he was trying to stop a culture that had perpetuated in the institution, where we have majority workers in Ratsa coming from one region. And this guy has come in to say, come on, this shouldn't continue. This shouldn't continue. And unfortunately, we are labeling him tribal because he's coming from a tribe that he feels that this tribe was, marginalized. That is why we are labeling him tribal. But really, that man, his point, I do agree. Because you can't have an institution just full of people from one region. No. So I do agree with him. That is not to say I am being a praise singer, supporting wrong things. That is the way I look at it. I could be wrong, but that is the way I look at it. That is the way I interpreted his conversation with the other lady. That's how I interpreted it. I could be wrong, but that is the way I interpreted it. And I'm not doing it because, I'm being a praise singer. No. The least I can do is to keep quiet. And I'm telling you that there are a number of things that I see which are negative, but I keep quiet. Because I want Hakainde Hichilema to retain power. I want Hakainde Hichilema to come back in 2026. You may have a different view. Some of you don't want Hakainde Hichilema to come back. But me, I want him to come back. Can we respect each other? Can we agree to disagree on that? We don't have to call each other names. We don't have to call each other names. You don't have to call me names. You don't have to say all those nasty things that you say. Respect my position. I want Hakainde Hichilema to come back in 2026. That is my choice. If you don't agree with me, please don't insult me for it. Don't malign me for it. Don't accuse me to having had gotten money which I haven't gotten. I need the money, that's for sure. But it pains me when you are accusing me of having received money when I'm actually broke, when I'm actually missing the money from the PF. So it is actually hurtful. It is actually hurtful. People are accusing you of gotten money, and yet you are saying, yeah, ba, ku PF, na le kwata ko so much, ku PF, shan, so udia, and yet, kuyo PND, tabafula. There are few that sympathize with people. There are very few. Kuliba PF, they were more. But kuyu PND, tabafula. Tabafula, there are not many. Muntu, there are not many. Right now, if I have contacts in my phone, if I have contacts in my phone of people that I can say, hey, Iwe, send me something. They are not even more than 3. That is for sure. If anything, I can only talk about 2 people from the UPND. 2 people. 2 people that I can really whatever. Not the Abashala. So there is no money there. There is no money in UPND. Ukukside kuliba PF. At least kwali kwa wengi. You this one, that one. Inshallah chule finde chula. Nde chula. apande chula. The fact is that I am actually suffering. I'm actually suffering because by UPN, by PF side you. I know you. Some of you who are even pretending like you're not political. Hey, now you are giving to my excuses. If I call you, no, what, no, what, I do understand. I know. Chali mikaripa, pariba lungu, but it's okay. It's okay. So the point I'm trying to make to tell you is that it is not about the money. Don't accuse me of getting the money which I haven't gotten. Don't accuse me. I want Hakainde Hichilema to come back. The question that you may ask is, why do I want Hakainde Hichilema to come back? Despite of so many challenges, I know about the challenges that you are facing. I know. I can run you through them. I can run through those challenges. I can run through them. I know life is not easy. I know a lot of people are struggling. I know. But I still want Hakainde Hichilema to come back. Why do I want Hakainde Hichilema to come back? Number one, I want Hakainde Hichilema to come back because, trust me, co-opposition tukweteba kawalala. I have come to learn that co-opposition, especially those that are around PF, they are nothing but thieves. They are nothing but thieves. A lot of them are thieves. That is why I don't want them to come back. I don't want them to come back because they will just come and take our country backwards. They will come and take our country backwards. Ukuiwa kwa PF techikulinga ngokuiwa kwa UPND. The way the PF abused, our government, it is not, you cannot compare it to UPND, no. But it's not that by UPND they are not corrupt. It's not that only by UPND they are not wakawalalas. They are there. But Hakainde Hichilema is frugal. Hakainde Hichilema has closed a lot of taps. It is difficult for you to get money under UPND. Because Hakainde Hichilema watches closely on what is going on. It's difficult. That's why indalama nashishu pamchalo. It's difficult. Even when I'm saying UPND takwa indalama, people are not, they don't give. Some of them it's just because they don't have. It's just because they don't have. It's just because they don't have. Then you don't have so many people playing around with liquid cash in UPND. You don't have. But kuriva PF, look how people were playing around with money. A country cannot develop like that. We can't move forward. Me, I love my country. I want my country to progress. But you can't progress if you have got so many people that are taking money out of the treasuries through, fake deals, fake contracts, fake deliveries. You can't develop like that. So at least Hakainde Hichilema, on this one, he has tried. There are very few people that have money in the UPND. Very few people that have money. So that for me is positive. That for me is positive. The other point is that why I want Hakainde Hichilema to come back. Why I want Hakainde Hichilema to come back is that if we change government, we are going to lose so much money in changing positions and whatever. At this point in time, if we are going to change government, there will be so much counter reactions. There will be so much counter reaction in terms of tribe, in terms of politics. It will just be a mess because UPND has been labeled to say, no, they are tribal. So if any of these other guys win the elections, they will come now to fix the Tongas and the Lozis. Yeah, now, you see, there is still that bitterness. The Tongas and the Lozis, those coming from this region, they also have it to say, we were marginalized. Okay, we were segregated. And there is reaction, now it's our time. Now, if we change, the other guys will come in. The guys will come in again and start, no, we don't need that. So we need time to settle. Let things settle. Let things settle. So let Hakainde Hichilema continue. Let Hakainde Hichilema continue. What is the other reason? The other reason is Hakainde Hichilema, when he just came in, he was the chipante pante. And some of you are even bringing up my old videos where I was saying, you know, Hakainde Hichilema has failed. Hakainde Hichilema must go. Yes, at that time, Hakainde Hichilema was doing badly. At that time, he was a chipante pante. He was lost. He had not gotten, you know, in charge of the situation. He had not gotten a hang of the governance activities. Now, Hakainde Hichilema has matured in his presidency. Hakainde Hichilema has known how government runs. And he's seemingly getting on the highway now. He was on the bumpy road. He was off-road. And now he's getting on the highway. And a person that is showing progress like that, I think he deserves to be given a chance. I think he deserves to be given a chance. Is he doing it very well? No. 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 He's struggling, but at least there is some positivity. There is some positivity. So removing this guy and bringing another guy to come and do whatever, it will be retrogressive for our country. And if you really love our country, if you are a patriot, you would see my point. We don't have a guy that really we can say this one can come and just turn things around better than Hakainde Hichilema. We don't have who? We don't have that guy. There is no guy that I can look at, that I can point at to say this one can come and do it. No. Of course, given Lubinda is an experienced leader who I can say, okay, that one. Mundubile is a businessman, an astute businessman, is a good politician. He can do it. These two, at least. But then, still, who has government? You don't run it alone. You don't run it alone. You run it with people. You run it with people. And when Given Lubinda becomes president, or Mundubile becomes president, he will have to run with people around. Given Lubinda is surrounded by who? By which people? The Bakabwalala. Given Lubinda is surrounded by Bakabwalala, Mundubile is surrounded by Bakabwalala. So it's just not right. It's just not right. Then these others, Vanani, you can tell me, Nivanani. Nivanani, who can come in and do better than Hakainde Hichilema? So at the moment, I think Hakainde Hichilema deserves to be given another chance. Because he's getting off, he's getting out of the dusty road, the bad road, the pothole, and is going into the highway. So let's give him the chance. Let's give him a chance. That is my view until 2031. But of course, I also pray that power does not corrupt Hakainde Hichilema to start thinking to say he should go beyond 2031. No, because then that will be something else. So my prayer is that Hakainde Hichilema returns in 2026 when I went out to Yorela and yeah, there's a name that I've seen on the comments. I won't even mention it. Nikawalala ulia. Nikawalala. Iwe. Uyo alumbulo yo. Nikawalala ulia. Nikawalala. Hey. There is a name that is in the comments right now. Look at it. That name, ulia muntu nikawalala. Nikawalala nikuruku last. Nikuruku mwishivila nsala. Ulia. Uyula wabikapa. Nikawalala number one. Ula nikawalala. Bad kind. Te wakwesha no kwesha. Te wakwesha no kwesha. Kawalala. Uyivila na supporters vakwe. Supporters vakwe. Supporters vakwe. Some of these people, actually, Ndawashamo, I'm telling you. Ndawashamo. Because a lot of these people, I know, I know their crookedness. I know their crookedness. Uyu muntu nikawalaro, nikawalala bad kind. Nikawalala. Iwe. Ma. Mulero kawalalo mwine. Nipunka bad. Take a walala fye, nipunka. Ngakuteka panshi ero kalishwo okulandagala kamuntu kalishwo okulandanga kakuteka panshi so kakubikamo nibanga alire ndalama uja muntu nibanga alire ndalama nibanga alire ndalama mu 2026 is it 2020 not 2020 2015 is it 2015 yeah in 2015 kalire pokendala kuri ba Lungu ati abalechita vota shanshani uko parallel vota whatever baka perenda la mama million kalia. That's why ba Lungu never appointed him. Kalire ndalama bali kaperen pia kalia. There is another businessman who came na video so aisandang Shanshani at yo ba vice president barefu ako 150,000 ero kaladira pa kuruka na kamuntu 150,000 uyo muntu businessman yo kirikiti aka perempia kanshina wale kopa ma video ali shirende trama video andanga so efo na we na ile kula kunanikane ku state house na timwe akaka muntu mlefo kuchita point uyu muntu mlefo kuchita point unika kwalala na balanga na ma videos. That's why you never saw that person being appointed in 2016. In 2016 ni kuruku nikabwalala uja muntu nikabwalala bad kind te wakwesha no kwesha uja muntu nikabwalala hivi na pape na patamwa imwene headline eko kapo kele ama million kuri supporter kapo kama million mwisa mpele charo pali na umbiwi wabikapo uyu na umbiwi wabikapo uyu irishinari na yeno. There is a guy who used to work for a bank. Apoka pension yonse ukuya tulira kakene kamuntu aka mwalembapa ukuya katulira ama million ya ku bank ati yo lesa nansala ndeba kateka na wewe ni bagaya bona bena bali pukuta bali believe mufya shan mufya lero bali pamabwe. Some of these guys you even see them, you know, shan I'm a far much better politician because ina nangu nalomba ndamievati ndelomba mpeniko awawa mambala they come out like they are big guys indalama bakwata they just crook, they just con people that bale wawakateka bala wawakateka nombalini I'm the only Zambian politician that is looked after by Zambians. I'm the only Zambian politician who is looked after by Zambians. And I'll be made president of Zambia by Zambians. Even Zambians are the ones who look after me. Number some of these people, they are getting money from outside. They are getting money from papas. Claiming that they will be presidents, prophesying they will be wakateka shana shani huko. Emo waledi rendarama, they cheat people. Ina will never ask you for money. No, give me mpelako ka 5 pin na lawa president. Ndamiewe fishing kapan. Ina u president one tabule isa mairo. Tabule isa mairo. I need time. But of course, look after me in the meantime. Until then, I am the most transparent politician in Zambia. Not awa kagwala, niva kagwala, tuma kuruku. Mwila tumuna fina tusende fiora pa ma airport. Kirikiti, kwa tuma tourist. Ni tu kagwala. They are crooks. So these crooks, My point, I've gone to discuss all this because I'm telling you that there is no one who comes anywhere near Hakainde Hichilema. There is no one. There is no one who comes anywhere near Hakainde Hichilema. When you look at their character, when you look at their leadership, when you look at their discipline, you can't. So Hakainde Hichilema is the best that you have at the moment. Is the best that you have at the moment. So for the good of the country, let Hakainde Hichilema continue. If Edgar Lungu was alive, it would have been a different case. If Edgar Lungu was alive, it would have been a different case. Katushinga you were alive. If Lungu was there, it would have been a different case. And this is the situation in Malawi. You have a situation in Malawi. That man has gone back because that was, Mutharika was our Lungu in Zambia. The support that Mutharika had, that is the support that Edgar Lungu had. But Mutharika is alive. Old as he may be, he is alive. Edgar Lungu is gone. So you never know what has happened in Malawi will happen in Zambia. Okay. Alebwererapo, Mutharika na abwererapo. Ngo ulebwererapo mu Zambia ni nani? Ulebwererapo mu Zambia ni nani? Ulebwererapo mu Zambia ni nani? Ni nani ulebwererapo mu Zambia? Who is going to wererapo in Zambia? Who? Tell me. Who is like Mutharika? Who is like Mutharika in Zambia? Who? No, people, whatever. Let me tell you. Yes, people vote. But I will still insist that the people who give power are those who count. The people who give power are those who count. If you look at Mutharika also, when they had elections, remember they had a rerun. You know, they had a rerun in the last election. I don't know what year is that. You can calculate 5 years back. They had a rerun. And in the rerun, that's when Lazarus Chakwera united with the late Saulos, and they won the elections. But Mutharika was very strong. Remember that. Mutharika was very strong. He was very, very strong. He was strong. And when Chakwera got into power, he did not handle the politics. Because when you get into power and you have removed a strong man like Mutharika, and you don't pay attention to sorting out the government system, it is a matter of time that they will remove you. It is a matter of time that they will remove you. So, there are a number of mistakes that Chakwera made, when he came into leadership. I don't believe that Chakwera has gone because he failed to deliver. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And I can assure you, Malawans will see this. It will not be that Chakwera, Mutharika will turn around things in Malawi. I can assure you that. Chakwera had more connections to help Malawi. Malawi is better. Malawi is better now. If you look at Malawi, when Mutharika was living and when Chakwera came in and where Chakwera is living, Malawi is better. Malawi is better, and Malawans will prove me right on this one. Malawi you will see. You will see. Mutharika Chakwera had started moving Malawi forward. Chakwera had started moving Malawi forward. The problem is he didn't pay attention to politics. And politics is about perception. Politics is about perception. So listen good. Here, listen good, especially those of you who want to play politics, or who want to be politicians, or who are in politics, including by UPND. By UPND, and one saying, well, you politicians, I want you to hear this. Politics is about perception. Forget about, no, people power, what, votes. Forget. Politics is about perception. Politics is about perception. Politics is about perception. Perception such that even when you are doing good, if there is a strong opposition with a robust and effective communication, whereby they are able to reach people and convince people that you are a failure, trust me, you could build skyscrapers. You could build skyscrapers. You could build kilometers of bridges. You could build, highways. But if you don't play the politics right, and somebody plays the politics right, because politics is all about perception. Perception, what do I mean? Talking to people, convincing people. So it doesn't matter what a good leader you can be. If you have politicians who are able to convince people that all these projects that you are seeing, they are nothing. When we come into power, we can do more. I'm telling you, you will lose an election the way Chakwera has lost. It's about perception. It's about perception. You can do so much. Chakwera did so much, and I am usually reluctant to discuss, the politics of another country. But for Malawi is as good as Zambia. So, achumwene munikururukire. But I can assure you that Chakwera was moving Malawi forward. Unfortunately, he didn't play the politics right, whereby, he allowed people to run narratives. Don't think that those riots which were happening in Malawi were happening from nowhere. People don't just go in the streets. Don't be mistaken. People don't just go in the streets. They don't wake up and say, hey you, let's go to the street. It doesn't happen like that. Those protests that you see, they are planned. They have got the genesis. They have got the resources. The sources of resources. They have their resources invested. Don't think that the people just run. The riots that are happening in Kenya, for example. Don't think that those Gen Zs, they're just coming up from nowhere. No, it doesn't happen like that. Anywhere in the world, even in Indonesia, and now this country which just went down. There's a country that just went down. What is this country? The name is going. Anyway, they don't just happen. In Ghana, have you seen those demonstrations which were happening in Ghana? That was the start of crumbling of, the ruling party, and the other president came in. It is the same thing that happened in Malawi. It is the same thing that is happening in Kenya. If Ruto is not careful, what is happening in Kenya? If Ruto is not careful, what happened in Malawi, it will happen in Kenya. You need to play the politics right. People don't just go to the streets, but people can go to the streets without even knowing what they are looking for. I'm telling you, people don't just go to the streets, but people can go to the streets without even knowing why they are on the streets. If a good politician plays it right, Napo, thank you very much. You mean Napo? Yes, thank you. I'm talking about Napo. Yes, Napo. People who go to the streets without even knowing. I can tell you that many Malawans that were going on the streets, many of them had no clue why they were on the streets. They had no clue. Many of them today, Mutharika has come in. Many of them, they don't even know why Mutharika has come in. They don't even know what to expect. They don't know. But somebody played the politics right. Somebody played the politics right. Perception. Perception. It doesn't matter what you do. What you do. If you don't play the politics right, if you don't say it right, or if somebody doesn't say it right for you, I'm telling you, Tapari Ofodi, you can go even in a constituency, because some of you, you think that, you know, you have got so much money, and you think you can go in a constituency and start dishing out money, and thinking that people will vote for you. You'll be shocked. We have so many rich people that dished out money. They dished out money, but they never won. Even Hakainde Hichilema, when he just came into politics, Hakainde Hichilema was not a politician. He didn't know how to speak politics. He was talking like he's in a boardroom. He was dressing up like he's in a boardroom. It never worked for him. It never worked. In spite of having money. Remember when Hakainde Hichilema took over, Mazoka had almost won an election. Mazoka had almost won an election in 2006. Is it 2006? Is it 2006? 2006. Yeah, 2001. 2001. Mazoka had almost won an election in 2001. He had almost won an election. And that is when Hakainde Hichilema came in. So, one would have felt that, you know, Hakainde Hichilema would have had it easy. But he struggled. Why did Hakainde Hichilema struggle? He struggled because he was not yet a politician. He was not yet a politician. He was speaking boardroom language. He was speaking boardroom language. Why did Chipimo, Elias Chipimo fail? He failed because he was not a politician. He was not a politician. He came, he was speaking like he's negotiating a business contract. You can't succeed in politics like that. Until Hakainde Hichilema changed. He changed the Hakainde Hichilema. He changed. Whereby he would go on a platform and he would insult. You know, he changed. Even his dressing, he changed. He even picked on a different name. He even acquired a nickname, Bali. That was all politics because some consultants came in and he helped Hakainde Hichilema. He promised everything, you know, that Zambians wanted. He said everything that Zambians wanted to hear. It was politics. It was politics. It was politics. He had solutions to everything. It was politics. And that is what brought him to become president. That is what made, and even with elections, don't think that elections are easy. These children who are coming nowadays, you children who are coming, you children in diapers, politicians in diapers, it is political naivety to just come in politics and think to say, no, things are very bad. Things are very bad. So if I stand, I'm going to win. Yeah. Hey, no. Hey, the youth see. Hey, the youth see. Hey, Ichawaiche. Politics they have an undernever. Hey, Mamula is a Ichawaiche. Politics they have an. Let if you are white, bring if you are white my politics. Bring if you are white my politics. You won't go anywhere. I can assure you. You bring if you are white my politics. You won't go anywhere. Politics they have an. It is not just a few young people coming together and whatever. There is more to politics. There is more to politics. There is more. There is more. I'm quite popular in Zambia. That's a fact. I'm quite popular in Zambia. I'm quite popular in Zambia. At the moment, I'm the biggest opposition leader. I'm the leader that if I go online and I start talking, there are people following. There are people following. When I talk about an issue, you start discussing it. But do you think Mulamona Ponde took out? No, I'll be president because I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Just to manage the elections. Just to manage the elections, Muntwandi. Just to manage the elections. Because even the elections, it is not just a matter of Nikwata support. No, you need to manage the elections. You need to manage the elections. You need to manage the perception. You need to manage the perception. Mutarika beat Chagwera on perception. On perception. Look, they won this election before the votes were even counted. They won that election before the votes were even counted. How did they do it? They had made it, abundantly clear that Chagwera has failed and is losing an election. They made Chagwera lose elections before the elections. How did they do that? Those riots which were going on, the discussions which were going on, the media, Chagwera neglected the media. I was following the media in Malawi. Most of the media houses, they had fallen to the opposition. How many times did we see ministers of Chagwera being embarrassed on TV, on radio? How many times? Many times, Chagwera's ministers were on the back foot. They were always being bombarded. Especially there is that journalist, that one who likes to, to use Chichewa. That man, of course, many journalists in Malawi, they use Chichewa. But there is that funny journalist. He used to do them bad. He used really to, and they were going to the media only to be slaughtered. They were going to the media to do interviews only to be slaughtered. Chagwera's ministers, many of them were going to the media to be slaughtered. They were not in charge of the media. And don't think that the media runs, their own agenda, their own, editorial policy. There is no media that runs editorial policy which is on patriotism. No, don't be cheated. There is no media that runs on patriotism. The editorial policy runs on patriotism. There is no such media. There is no such media. Go around the world. Then media is business. Media is business. You need to know this. Media is business. Media is business. Media is not just writing. No, how can the man say this? The same story can be written 5 folds. 5 different ways. The same story, same statement. Same statement. I can give you an example. Lungu, in 2014, he went and said, for me, I've got no vision of mine. I will just follow what Sata was doing. Okay? I will just follow on the vision that Sata had. But that did not mean that Edgar Lungu was blank. No. But what did we see in the headlines of the Fred Membe? What did we see? The Post reported to say, I have no vision. That was the headline. But did Edgar Lungu really say he had no vision? What did Edgar Lungu mean? Edgar Lungu simply said, I want to continue where Sata has left, in respect of the man that had fallen. In respect of that, I'm going to continue. That's what he meant. But the editorial The headline that came in the post was, Edgar Lungu says he has no vision. And up to today, you people, you still say, he told us that he had no vision. He told us that he has no vision. But did he mean he had no vision? The man simply said, I want continuity. I want to continue where Sata left. But the post wrote, he has no vision. And that did a lot of damage to Edgar Lungu. It did a lot of damage that Emmanuel Mwamba had to finish 5 liters of water to just, correct that narrative. He was hopping from one media house to the other, correcting that narrative. And they survived because PF was in power. They survived that because PF was in power. What I'm trying to tell you is that politics is about perception. Politics is about perception. It's about what you say. It's about what you say. You could be a brilliant guy. Edgar Lungu was sold as a Chakolwa. He was sold as Chakolwa. But this man, he was a successful man. He was a successful man. Deputy Company Secretary, ZCCM, worked for Zambia State Insurance, succeeded as a politician, represented a number of good politicians, He had properties. But the media sold Edgar Lungu as a Chakolwa, as a nobody from Chawama. As a nobody from Chawama. And a lot of you still believe that. The media. If you don't handle the media well, why? If you don't handle the media well, why? Some of you, there was this issue. I got sick, went into hospital, almost dying. One little fool, called Banda whatever, nonsense. He comes up, he says, life is very hard. That's why Tayali has sold the kidney. The guy was just joking. But the media picked it up. Social media picked it up. Tayali has sold the kidney. Tayali has sold the kidney. And there are still foolish people, even here, who are still writing, a kidney. You have sold the kidney. You have sold the kidney. Because people are easily manipulated. People don't think that they have their own brains. People are easily manipulated. People are easily manipulated. A lot of them, they want to be controlled. They have the brains, but their brains, they don't use them to think. Their brains are just there to receive what they are being told. To be programmed by other people. To be programmed by social media. To be programmed by the media. A lot of you. That's why you are believing to say, Edgar Lungu was shot, by a gun. And you are believing it. But really, think of it. Can this man really engage in drugs? No, you can't. You can't think. So, a good politician makes sure that you control the narrative. You control the narrative. I am strong in Zambia. I am powerful in Zambia, no matter what. No matter what you say, I am powerful in Zambia. What have I used? Have you seen me on a platform, on a rally? Have you seen me on a rally? No. I just use the media. I use the media. My name has grown using the media. When I started Zambian Voice, a lot of you knew me from Zambian Voice because I was having press conferences, going to the radio. Thank you to Movie TV. I used to go to Movie TV early in the morning. Doing that, I was attending to this media. I was hopping from one media house to the other. Narrative. Politics is about perception. Many people don't want to think. Many people want to be fed what to think. They don't think. They have the brains, but their brains are not there to process. Their brains are there to repeat what they hear. Not their own things. They repeat. Many people repeat what they are told. That's what they repeat. And our education system is also messed up because it is based on memory, recalling what the teacher said. And some teachers, some lecturers, I used to have a lot of trouble with some of these lecturers. Some of these lecturers, they want you to write an essay. The way they wrote it, according to the notes that they gave you in the book. Shaka Zulu was what. If you write exactly the way he gave you the notes, then you get the marks. If you tell the same Shaka story in your own way, but the facts remaining, he will not give you the marks. He will not give you the marks. Our education is a problem. I had people who are educated, asking me to say, but what about this, about that you sold the kidney? People who are educated should know that there is nowhere where you can sell body parts. Body parts are not sold. Body parts are not sold. There is no business in body parts. You can't sell body parts. But how many of you believed? How many of you believed? But really, if you think of it, where? Imagine if you had your own brain, you would process. If people started selling body parts, doesn't it mean that, murder will increase? People will be killed. They'll start killing people. It is very dangerous. If you are going to start selling body parts, it simply means you have made human beings, human life, as a product that can be sold, that can be purchased. And that is very dangerous. That is very dangerous. So how can it happen? And yet, look at how many messages I was receiving. Please connect me. I also want to sell my body part. Hey, connect me. Whatever. Hey, did you sell your body part? Because people don't think. They could have degrees, but they don't think. They don't want to think. They want to repeat what they are told. They watch it on TV. That's it. That's it. No. It was there. I watched it. This time, so, my point, let me not lose you. I am talking about that politics, about perception. And Malawi, Chagwera, lost it because they lost it on perception. They lost it on perception. It is not that Chagwera was not doing well, but perception. Perception. They were not in charge of the media. They did not control the media. To control the media is not to tell them, no. What you have to know is that media is business. Those journalists want to live comfortable. Those journalists, they want to drive nice cars. They want to live well. So, you need to give them business. You need to meet them at their need. You need to meet them at their need. Once you meet them at their need, then they'll be there to protect you. They'll be there to protect you. The moment I saw that High Court ruling where they said, no, what should continue? I said, that's it. That's it. Because where politics is right, that judgment would have come out differently. But the moment that judgment came out like that, I knew this man is gone. I knew he's gone. I knew he's gone. So, by UPND, I am saying that what happened, as a politician, I will tell you that I want Hakainde Hichilema to come back. And indeed, Hakainde Hichilema is like he has no contender. But don't be too complacent. Don't be too complacent. Don't be too complacent. Don't be too complacent, because if a guy with the right politics come in, 2 weeks in politics is long. 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a long time in politics with a guy who knows how to do politics. 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. And I can give you an example. That Ndambo guy, we are still talking about Ndambo today. Ndambo's pictures keep featuring everywhere. He did politics. Ndambo did politics in Zambia. But for how long? For how long did Ndambo do the politics in Zambia? For how long? It was just basically about 2 weeks. 2 weeks they organized that thing that they organized. 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, Ndambo has left an imprint on the Zambian society that is indelible. That is almost indelible. It will take a long time. The investment that Ndambo put in that short time, it has remained in the minds of people, and people are still talking about it. So, I'm telling you that, yes, we are supporting you, but don't be too complacent. Don't be too complacent. Things can turn around. Things can turn around. 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. If a guy comes with the right politics, people talk about, hey, but today watching my politics. My politics. Look at that CR1. Yeah? Look at that CR1. If the right politics, if the right politics meets CR1, tomorrow you would see how CR1 would change. If the right politics meets CR1, you will see how CR1 will change. You will see. There are very few of us who try to stick even when, you are being punished. Even when, you are suffering, you are still insisting. Because some of you think that, no, I'm getting money from Hakainde Hichilema. Nothing. I'm just standing on principle. Because I believe God is the one who looks after me. I believe God is the one who looks after me. But when you are doing politics, strictly speaking, when it is politics, even me, you wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow I flip. Don't say, but tomorrow, hey, you are flipped, hey, you are not stable. My politics, who is stable? Who is stable in politics? Who is stable in politics? Everyone in politics has got a price. Everyone in politics has got a price. Everyone in politics has got a price. Because politics is not charity. Mungu mfuikishe. Everyone in politics has got a price. Because politics is not charity. Don't be cheated. Don't be cheated. Don't be hoodwinked. When they come to say, no, it is just service, it's just service. Nada. Nada. Everyone in politics has got a price. Everyone in politics has got a price because politics is not charity. And this is why you are seeing some of these people changing, Banankale, Bob Stinga. Bob Stinga wale. Because of Vena Stinga na Vena Vengi. Anyway, I think it was Bob Stinga. But no. He supported Hakainde Hichilema. When the politics did not play right for him, when the politics did not pay his price, he turned against him. Sishua, who keep talking, writing long articles. Ama thesis. He can't even concentrate in his job. He has got a job, he's an academia, but no, kuma politics. Because he is also looking for his price. He was supporting Hakainde Hichilema. When the politics did not pay his price, he went to Edgar Lungu. He didn't go to Edgar Lungu because he loves Edgar Lungu. No. Shishua did not go to Edgar Lungu because he loves Edgar Lungu. Shishua is not talking about Edgar Lungu because he loves Edgar Lungu. No. It is about politics. It is about the interests. It is about the interests. So by UPND, don't be too comfortable. Don't be too comfortable. Don't be complacent. Don't be complacent. When the politics is not right, there are many, I can tell you, many. I look at them. If really I am playing the politics and I have what it takes, there are so many people that would not be saying what they are saying. I'm telling you, when I will be president myself, we won't have this. UPND has got actually some serious critics. Serious critics that can turn things around. You should actually be grateful to people like me. You should be grateful because I do help you big time. But tamuta shawa UPND. You are not grateful. You are not grateful. You are not grateful. By UPND. Not everyone. There are some few, like I've said, but honestly, a party in power. Should I just be talking to two people? To two people. A party in power. A party in power. You are not grateful. We help you, but now we can't. Now we can't. Wabuzaza, you mess up, and I talk for you, and you are just there quiet. You think I'm doing charity here? You think I'm doing charity? Maironga naisa kupiliwukira naisa kumama nako tawa stable. Whatever. Politics. I'm giving you the reality of politics. If you are chine, reality of politics. Reality of politics. You are in your job because, you know, there are people that are supporting you. There are people that are helping you. There are people that are helping you. That's why you are there. You are a minister because some of us are Trevi Kenkuni. No, let Hakainde Ichilema continue. Let Hakainde Ichilema continue. The way you are benefiting, you are a minister. You know what I'm saying? Hakainde Ichilema should continue. Hakainde Ichilema should continue. I'm not a minister. You are a minister. Who is benefiting? And you think I'm going to continue? Ule tumpa no kutumpa. You are a minister. Wamba no kutumpa. Wamba no kutumpa. Efirenga. Tuamichinjisha amano. Efirenga. Tuamichinjisha amano. Because we are busy. Turecha echumwera. Imwani mwamule fola. You are the one who are getting paid. You are the one who avarecha yamadiru. If we are outside. If we were outside and you are just there now, just looking at us, laughing at us, let him continue. He's talking very good. Mailonga na piru kiraka inde ichilema na iwe nchito ikapua. Elonga washama kutina aku piru kena yowini na amba kulakulanda pofi. Bad publicity. And you must remember who is more believable. One thing that you should know in politics again. One who is more believable is the one who is outside. A person that is ranting is more believable than the person who is in government. Let me tell you, if you're talking about propaganda, the best person to do propaganda is a person who is outside government. A person who is in government cannot do propaganda. That is why you see even useless people like Why Me has got followers. And they are even becoming popular. Because we are not bound by whatever rules. We can say anything. We can say anything here. We are not, our responsibility is lower. Yes, we need to be responsible. But really, you can go rogue. You can say anything. You can say anything. You can insult and whatever. They won't say, how a minister insulting, how can he, you know, Tayali is insulting. Of course, so I can't just insult. But these others, they can insult and whatever. So, you need all these people. You need even these cantankerous people. You need them. You need us. You need us. Don't just be too comfortable in your offices. Don't just be too comfortable. You need us. And it's not just about me. I used to tell our PF the same thing. It is not just about us. All those that are ranting. Look at them. Look after them. Look after them. Because they can say what you cannot say. They can run a propaganda for you. Iwe you cannot run a propaganda. But Mulagawa, you look at these people, Shan, the media, look after the media well. In never media walisho Mzambi. A lot of the media, they will tell you. They even know that Ushikunka Beula, they will live well. They will live well. They know the media, they know that Ushikunka Beula, they will live, because I respect the media. I know how powerful they are. But when you take them for granted, you take them for granted. Media is a business. Media na omuntu. Alafu kulia. Anyway, na sawa ila sana. Let me open phone lines. For those who are watching me on TikTok, you can find my number in the bio. If you check the bio, okay? If you check the bio, if you check on the profile, you will see the number that we use. TikTok does not allow me to display the number. But if you go to the bio, you will find the number there. That is the number that you can use, and you can participate in the program. You can participate in the program. Ish. Nalanda, I was thinking that I'm not going to talk this much. Gosh. I was thinking I was not going to talk this much. Today you are providing political consultants for free. Imagine! I've given political consultants for free. For free! Imagine, So, those of you who want to stand, remember this. It is about perception. It is about perception. Don't go to the constituency and you just go and dish out money and you think you're wapuma. Perception, Dara. Perception. Imprint yourself in the minds of the people. Imprint yourself. Let people know you. People don't vote for somebody they don't know. That's what you have to know. People don't vote for somebody they don't know. And getting to know you, it's not that you should go and sleep in their houses. No. You must find a strategy. How can people know you? Takudi a politician. Takudi a politician. They are not politicians. Because what I've given today is more on political. Busy on politics. Come and see Malawi today. Power belongs to the people. But Naomi Nakombe. Power belongs to the people, my dear. There are those people that hello?
Hello,
Mkwai.
How about that? Tulikuwa pitani pili ya
Ili ashiria?
Ushobata. Iya imdi abarungu. Ushobata ibarungu pokwena bakadifwana muchabashana.
Efo mfumine mkulande efyo balungu balifwa mwila tuishika no kutuishika balungu balifwa. Ndemye ichishinka balungu balifwa.
Ifo batari tumona fukati balungu tabafwa ili plan B.
Number wobine wafenga mulefwa kuti mwasende mfina timu. Ifafine mulemona. But ndemye balungu balifwa. Mwalisho efinto vofyaba kulabe efinto ati ifishinka nifi. But abantu na wambo kupange fya muto muwawo balungu balifwa. Epo
tumona lindi. Foti mwa patiri mbi 2026 tukesa fya timu.
Naona imwe shona. Bushana imwe kuti bachitefe nangu kufulunga na balungu. Bushe kuti bachite cha msangoyo. Bushe kuti bachite cha msangoyo. Ifyo mulela ndefyo
mtawafa wati joking.
Ona imwe nangu ma jokes ayo awo yachira. Uwo bwafya mweba kwe na totera. Balungu balifwa. Balungu balifwa mwila panga ama movie mumutwe. Don't create stories, don't create a movie. Lungu is gone. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
How are you, sir?
Fine, thanks.
Good. This is Anand from Osaka.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to talk about election in Malawi. Many people are saying in Malawi, the way I see in Malawi, the main thing that happened in Malawi is the elected former president, the former vice president. Chakwera was agreement with the late former president, the vice president, sorry. There was the agreement to say after 5 years, it's you who become a president. Then later on, the former president died. So the whole people that voted, they not voted for Chakwera. People voted that time, voted for because of the support that he had for the vice president who died. So there was the two things that involved that side. So it's not about maybe people do not love Chakwera. People voted there because of the late former president, the vice president who died. So the difference that people when comparing Malawi and Zambia, that's totally different. That's why when we wish something happened. Because the agreement that you had from both the president and the former president, the former vice president who died, was like when Chakwera become a president for 5 years, then later on they'll change. The former president will become a president. He stand for the president. So that guy died before the election. So Peter Mdarika was like, this is opportunity. Let me stand. And many people love Peter Mdarika. Then something happened like
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah. Of course, we can look at it from different perspectives, whatever. We all have our different opinions. Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
Uncle Tayali, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy. As you're educating almost everyone, I'm very interested. I'm very happy. But one thing I don't know, do these people know that Dambo does not qualify to be the president of Zambia?
So now listen. This is another example where I was saying that people don't think for themselves. People,
Yeah, you're right.
It's about perception. It's about perception. That's it. If I come here, no, Ndambo is standing. You know, people will not think twice. They will not even go to the constitution to check. They don't know. No, they don't. Ndambo is not Zambian, for goodness sake.
Dambo has got, he has got a dual citizenship.
But from what I heard is that he gave up his citizenship. From what I heard, but
I did not give.
Okay, from whatever the case, if he has got a dual citizenship, he can't stand. And then there's another point.
Yes.
The other point is that to be president, you need to have lived in a country for successive about 3 years.
For 5 years.
Is it 5 years or 3 years?
No, 5.
5 years. Yeah, you have to
3 years for an MP, 5 years for a president.
Yes. But, I mean, so Ndambo doesn't qualify. He doesn't. But people don't want to think. People don't want to think. But then again, let me tell you, the law is for the weak. You have to know that. The law is for the weak. The law is for you and I. I don't know you. Maybe you are a powerful man. But if you are a powerful, I would have known about you. Anyway, so the law is about you and I. Justice is for the poor. For the rich, there is no justice, there is no injustice. So if in Ndambo, for example, Ndambo plays the right politics, I can assure you, Ndambo can actually contest an election.
I can't. Because you know where he fails. It's because if at least he was a person who at least was living in the nation where you come stay, not the way he is. So the only problem is these guys from, like the way you were calling them, Makawalala, they always want someone who has money to be on their side so they can hit the man.
Yes. Now
They
listen.
want to play to say, no, you're going to stand, we can work around that constitution, is not a problem. When they know they can't work around it.
Yeah, no, they can't. Now the point I was trying to tell you is this: not Lambo cannot, because I mean it doesn't have enough resources. It doesn't have the political arguments. But the point I'm trying to make is that when you are very powerful, the law, you can be above the law. When you are very powerful. For example, if Ndambo really wanted, and he's a powerful guy, powerful, I can tell you that he can buy the entire parliament, including the speaker. Including the speaker.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. They can make a motion before 2 weeks before election.
Yes. So, when you are powerful, when you are powerful, those are politicians there.
Number 2.
Yes.
I was in Malawi. What killed Chakwera? I like your analysis. The death of the vice president was linked to Chakwera. And then most people protested that we were going to see him during elections.
Yes. They put the...
So the people sponsored that... the way you are telling about this, people are going to push a narrative.
Yes. So
that narrative was pushed to say Chakwera killed that person.
Exactly, so that he can run.
He didn't want that person to be the president.
Yes, so that he can run. And did Chakwera respond adequately? Did Chakwera respond adequately? He didn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't even request, even 1 second, he didn't respond.
No.
You've seen that.
And you know, my brother, you know why I've been talking so much.
Yes.
You know why I've been talking so much about Edgar Lungu. And the UPND need to thank you. You know, they wanted to put the death of Edgar Lungu on Hakainde Ichirem. And I'm telling you, if I had not come here, because truth be told, no one has spoken on this more than me. They wanted to put that death of that man on Hakainde Ichirem. And if I had not spoken, by now, Hakainde Ichirem would have been in trouble that he has killed Edgar Lungu.
I'm asking you, the way you are saying it is very powerful. The only thing is, the UPND are not listening, and they are not responding to what people need to hear. Because I'll give you a good example. When Edgar Lungu died, this man by the name of, I forgot, SG for Japan, he said Edgar Lungu has been killed.
Yes.
And the person who came to answer him to say, Edgar Lungu is not killed, he was sick. It is you.
Yes.
Then even up to date.
And they would have run with that narrative.
Never answered.
Nakachinda refused even to respond to me because they knew that they can't take me on, and I'm telling the truth. Was it even Makebi Zulu?
He can't.
Why I've been hammering Makebi Zulu? Because Makebi Zulu came up with that narrative. No, the Edgar Lungu story. Eh? I mean,
did you hear the way? Did you hear the way they responded against you?
Yeah.
Instead of them going to context, they just said that man who is in the pajama.
So, people, I mean, I've done so many things for my country. My name may not be written on the hero's book, but I've done things for my country.
I'm telling you.
And I see things from afar. I saw those guys. I saw what they wanted to do. But does the UPND recognize? Does the UPND appreciate me for it? No.
Which one in UPND today is he seeing a narrative of the right path of the country? Even including Maximo. You know one thing, I'm very disappointed, my brother. People are saying that we should suspend electricity going to Namibia. That is about 100 or 50 words. And they don't know if you are going to switch off that line for 50 words. People are going to break that line off. Tomorrow they will take it for scrap metal.
No, you see, the point is on that one, the issue of exporting and importing electricity. You know that UPND, they have failed to adequately explain that to the people. I know.
That's a fact.
And I'm telling you, if I were to take up that story and run it, I can convince people, for people to understand. But UPND, they have failed to explain the concept
behind.
They don't
know what to say.
They don't know how to bring it. The concept of exporting electricity.
Even Zesco doesn't even know how to explain
it. They don't. They don't. And it is eating them up. Yeah? I saw.
You know, that is the thing where
I saw this guy. Binwell. He's always standing up. They're exporting electricity. They're exporting electricity. I mean, the explanation, the concept behind that is very straightforward and very easy to make people understand. But
very easy. I was talking to my grandfather yesterday to say, at one point I got a question right in class, and they asked me to say, how did you reach the right question? I couldn't explain. This is what is happening under UPND.
They have got a solution, but they don't know how to explain.
They don't know.
But some of these things,
my brother, good night.
Good night. And you know, some of these things, I cannot take up the job of Max Mue. Max Mue gets paid for it. So some of these things, it's your fight. I watch you fight. I will only come in on critical issues like Edgar Lungu, because that one, it is beyond the politics. That one is beyond politics, and that's why I couldn't let go. But yes, there are a number of issues that UPND failed to really articulate. They failed to articulate. And if you fail to articulate, you have failed in politics. Because politics is about articulating, is about convincing people. And in politics, you can even convince people. If you have a fee, you can convince people. My politics. Hello?
Tayali.
Yes.
Mwisharigana wesi.
Wina fem kwa.
Mwelanda na nkwito kuchinsadi.
Yeah, kwisa kuchinsadi yuko kumyesu kuchinsadi.
Kuchinsadi kange imwe twatuntuka wonse mucharo mwamuwanga mudi. Kuleko abero kumushikumenu kuti.
Oh, so imwe muli kwisa hapa. Kuchinsadi, yes, but kwisa. But kuchinsadi, but kwisa. Kwa
muwanga, kwa mushipa tongo, kwa tumulea kumbe sumahuria.
Okay. Na balande mkwa.
Munyena ne echo ningafa ukwacha kwando kwa bati iforera ndafenze fitunturu. Elo akampuka elombero muche.
Chachinto. Namufuatini, namumwonaye.
Akampuka elombero muche munyinane. Apatuero mbafe ichilipo chakwe bati tulakutika ngamulera ndefu intusionse nomba wakwate ishuko ya utu bengalandane nuba nono. Iwe Zambia namukwata ensambu ishenu namukwata nensambu ya kusapoto omuntu omumwene atari progressive. In this case mutungire ni echi ni fefe akwe bati wabika penalty tapadi tamuri goalkeeper muchipanda tapadi omuntu wingemina nabukaite mwetu akwata mucharo chesu wonso olinga apa takwata na wadi chairman takwata wadi chairman atindewe na bu president takwata kansela akwete kansela umo atindewe na bu president epo chawe Chimono kwa watu wamena chakari inokamo ero wakupe chifupa nombati kolokota nombe chifupa chankoko techi kolokota
ati yon penicho chine chikala mbecho ndefu ankolokote echo ndefu aya
Tefe chalo chawa, tefe sondeli aba. Amenshina yokulinganya n'obungo obwokwete. Abalefwaya kwata competition bwino na HH bafuire bamba okupekanya lelo for 2031.
Icho chishinka F1 beba na inefe finefe.
Bambe kuyipekanya for 2031 to come up with a competitive political fight. Not apa 2020, not 2026. Parliament ikaba dissolved mume. Ati alefu mapo scenario ya kumalawi. Scenario ya kumalawi. You guys, how do you compare? We.
Arabuafia. So mamona esho natasha munyina chakwe bati at least mulengu fofo ndelanda. Tekwe bati kufu afeti yo.
Kulakutika.
Awe na totera sana munyinani.
Batari nififya kwe bati. Ifintu fimo abakwata maka ya kushita side ifintu fimo ifuna kwata maka. Gachakwa kwata maka ko to shita side. To abula fyati. Awe umuntu alawa no kwimaye mana tumwelele uyu unyine for wele muchalo to contribute in one way or the other. With development ya governance system as well as the political landscape of our nation. So anyway, kuma area members of parliament. Kuti kwabako challenge na kuli wa council chairperson, but in preserve ya party ukiminika abantu wale popular on some constituencies. But aka in the Ichirema, President aka in the Ichirema. He's the only unopposed president I've ever seen in my entire life.
Exactly. Chachine,
he's unopposed. He's unopposed not because he wants to be unopposed. Pantapari abantu abali credible enough. Ngawana lolesha na abatantika abantu abali 50 abali for president. Tapari ngafunya po ka engagement.
Apari. Nibani.
Nani? Pantu muchinsari mululomo. Ngana muchinsari mulonde pusha abantu walelando kwa bati. Awe. Ka engagement male bwela po. Ifenga twaimita kuno kumushi ala tumempia shama tebe.
Ati mitofole. Imitofole. Mule umfwa.
I'm telling you.
Ero na Antoine Kenya. Social cash transfer. Mwadishwa ine sakamana sana baranda.
Atadi runda.
Ero ba
atwalelanda ati ngaisa akafunyako social cash transfer but ero aisa arunda kono kulunda.
Tambika. Ero no kufola bala fola. Taili kwa tifira yale shupa munanikane muli ba PF. Tambika yali kwadi nsamish. Nomba shino ishi kutambika abantu bala fola bwino. Chira mwenshi bale fola.
No, ile discussion mbele kweba ati free education. Abantu mumishi kana besa only that mweba ikala mukalabyo mwali kwata sana uri mupashi wa details but abantu fwewa kumushitwali ba factual and truthful. Balerando kweba ati free education ile bomba ama desk for the first time umuntu muchinsa ali kumwarule amuna po block eri apangwa na cement. Bale pange fintu. Ero yo muntu mwebe ati votera pambita umfwe. So abale fire fair competition or proper competition. Let them start organizing today for 2020, for 2031.
Munina nkweto na totera sana pantu iolelanda ora olikurulo iwe wamona ni kuchinsadi uko kuchinsadi not ati uli atishani kukwisa kubwengwa tauli kubwengwa ngoli pantu lingi balanda ati
shina kusina zeze
pantu lingi balanda ati have you seen the people who are supporting you have you seen the names nomba iwe niwe nkweto kuchinsadi kwa mubanga and ulelande fintu omofibele ayo ema politics vakesafika koshani ava vananika navo vakala vavo vakafika koshani huko vamembe tavafika
tavakwata nama-structures
ati ichava ichi avo vananika nati vabhinwewo vakafika koshani huko
ichava ichi, and people should define what is ava ichi. Who is qualified to be called umaichi? nakana makava ichi vatari takanona
kana makava ichi takanona iyo munyina natotera musenda memutende
samupale nolupwa lwenu lonse alupale
emkwai iyo natotera chini
mwavere usolakolesa tukamonana
emkwai natotera sana vani
chisu
hello 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 hello
Hello.
hi
Hi.
I always feel nice to hear female voices. Yeah. Hello,
I'm glad. Very interesting topic today. But then just going back to the UPND and being complacent.
Yes.
You know, these guys, they have a lot of support, but some of it is just by default.
Yes.
Because of if you feel that
there's no opposition.
Alternative, you know, but they have a lot of work to do. I don't think they understand issues like that posed by perception. Right now, you know, there's one level of perception that was put off, the one about the deaths of Edgar Lungu being caused by HH. But there's one rife one that is around now, and they are not paying attention to it, which is the one for tribalism.
Yes, thank you.
That is a very, very rife thing that they are ignoring.
Yes, and you know, my sister, before you go on, I mean, please don't lose your thought. You saw how negligent they were when that Mwemba guy was being attacked.
Yes.
You know, they were all quiet until I came up.
Yes.
You know, but that one is a very serious one. Please go ahead. I just want you to support that.
Yes, it's a very, very serious strategy that they need to pay attention to. You know, some of us are despondent because we have found ourselves in a situation where we are intermarried, and then we run into these things, but they don't give the stats. For instance, even to say that, okay, if you look at it from the surface, it does look like, okay, Abatonga, they are being given this unmerited favor. But they need to come up and explain. Are they correcting something that was not there? Is it a perception? They need to come up with these numbers to be able to validate or dismiss this thing. Because even for some of us, we want to know, why is this going on? You know? So they have to find time for it. And then the other thing, I think the UPND don't understand that there's a difference between intellectual, classroom intellectualism and being streetwise. Most of them, they are very academically intelligent, but not streetwise.
Well, let's put it politically. Yes. The streetwise, just say politically.
Okay, politically, yeah. So, even with Maximo has got good stats and everything like that. But is Maximo the right person to be in the forefront for the type of our political demographic?
Exactly.
You know, in my opinion, Gilbert Liswaneso would probably do much better than Maximo for the type of the political customer that we have in our country. You know, so a lot of them right now, these things may look like they favor the UPND because the opposition is in disarray. Everybody's just all over the place. But there's such a tight window, and looking at the time that it's less than a year, anybody who feels that vacuum should worry UPND.
Very much, and it's possible.
Yeah. So that was just my contribution for today, that, you know, we have found ourselves in a situation where we are supporting these guys, but some of the things that they do, they are appalling. We don't want to be reduced to say we are supporting them because they are a lesser evil. They need to work for the support that people are giving them.
And you know, your point is so valid, and you have used even the right words and whatever. You are a big think tank yourself. Politically, you are very, very good. Your observations are very good. The issue of tribe, my sister, is a big issue.
Yeah,
the issue
it's of tribe. Terrible. And I'm telling you, but Tayali, I am Lozi myself, but I flow in Bemba. I'm married to a Lozi. You know, that we are found in our situation where, you know, all my children are named after Bemba names, but these things come to the core of heart issues. And it feels very despondent that they are not paying attention to something that is so critical.
No, they are not. They are not. They are not. They are not. It's true.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, my sister. Thank you. Yeah, she has made a very, very good point. And I hope I UPND Mulemva, because I UPND sometimes I even wish that I was on the other side, because then I would carcass you. Because Tamumfwa, and you know, you are just so indifferent, non-committal. Anyway, hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Batayali Bombashani.
Bueno, femkwa.
Okay. Nileo Kaunda.
Okay.
Therefore, I contribute na chila farmer points ya mbeo much raising. Ukuchita compare Zambia na kili Malawi. One of the things on therefore kulanda kwa Batayali ya Zambia nga mwamona presidents to akwata kuma presidents aba abapo ukutampira kuli ba mwana wasa ukutampira kuli ba Rupia Banda na ba Lungu bene tabata kwale ba expectation ati ababa kesa ababa president.
We are all, you know,
so
sorry, ukutampira fena ba Kaunda. You know, if you go back at independence, no one expected that Wakaunda will be president, because the big names that were there, it was in Kumbula, you know, it was in Kumbula. Now Wakapwepo, you know that Wakapwepo was more famous than Wakaunda, because Wakaunda was actually in jail, you know, he was in jail, he came out.
So,
yeah, please go ahead.
So, natilafo yokuchita Greekly point hilo mwachilalanda. Yeah, kwevati. By UPND, tabafire no kuba comfortable, because their performance in the last 4 years has been very dismal. Our country has been so divided. There's never been a time in our history ero country tayaba divided in gefidi. So nga mwafilolesha nangu niba kateka bene ba HH bafire baba ware. Nga kulifya abalera ndafe bwino aba batela fike honest feedback. Bafire bayishiba ukutira Zambia yali kwata presidents. Ama presidents who choosing nangu tupela nilesa. nangu feni mu July next year kuchaisa sonta fiatu yuwini oyu ewala iminina.
It's true.
Nabantu achitaswe the hearts of men.
It's true. Nangu feri na uli ukutali you know so. Kuti mwaisa da wa
yeah,
Trefu afite yari. From nowhere. Trefu afite yari.
Yes.
Mulande fya awe nita yari fe trefu. Efya ba Mzambia. Mwani shupa.
Yes, so 3 things batayali offer to feel trole shepo. Brother ungamwaisa lolesha. Yonse ero mwatambo kula monatama cash ama social cash transfer ya lefula. Therefore you could disagree kuli ababa previous caller. We say no, but it's the increase ama social cash transfer. But ayali yonse chalo ngatachire chita perform bwino. Oko muka mwena nyaya ma programs if ya palama social cash transfer. Abantu nga batampo kulafula mu database obo bale PLF ya free. Nisha abantu tabale sumuka economically. So it's not something that we should be proud of to say no to repay abantu if you are so and all that. No, it is actually the opposite.
So my brother.
Economy that I
wait a minute, my brother. Respectfully, I want to give my different view from what you have said because we are talking and I know a lot of people are following. So from your point of view, you are saying,
yes,
you know, if there are more people who are being put on social help, okay, like social cash
social
transfer,
programs, yes.
Yes, it means that the economy is not doing well. But not necessarily. It can also be that the economy is doing good and government is able to take care of more people than before. And who could this be? Because, wait a minute, let me finish. Who are these people who are being taken care of? These people who are being taken care of are vulnerables. Now, vulnerables, when we look at vulnerables, the definition like those who are getting social cash transfer, mostly it's the old people. It's the old people mostly. So for example, like here in my country where I am now, in this country where I am, there is a higher population of the aged. There is a higher population. The population has increased such that the budget such that they are spending about 46% on help of elders, you know, on social programs. But the economy is actually doing good. Okay? So I don't think it would be let me just finish.
Balance.
I don't think it is to say when government has increased in social programs, it means that the economy is not doing good. I don't think so, because first of all, the government must have the money to be able to help those people. You know, so that is my view.
Okay, now I need to maybe correct you there. I mean to reach the exchange of ideas.
Yes, exactly.
But Tayali, I'm a social cash transfer. Nayo mwananda nayapusanako nayakuwa chibale chita support abachukulile nabali awa chita retire. Amutampo kula bika abalumendo abenga bomba muma social cash transfer.
But
it is the first indicative that the economy is
no, my brother, even in Zambia, social cash transfer is not for the young people that can work. Social cash transfer is for usually the aged and the orphans. Is usually for the aged and the orphans.
They cannot they can push batayari nomba balande kwa abantu. Isho yo njishiri hapa so. My issues are yo ba sister baba fumamkulanda po. Higher tribalism, especially institutionalizing tribalism. Yarama issues otwa mfuile na yarama audios twale mfuakuratsa. In other country, there's no way the president or probably the minister in that department, air transport, bengaleka nabadia up to now, even if Baba pay Shefye, he has to be suspended pending investigations. Mamone. But Tayali, Zambia does not revolve around UPNB. This is our country. My brother, I like you. Mule landa ifin twifya kwebat. Mulelo le shapali Zambia, not to klole shapali by UPND, not to klole shapamuntu bake aba bravesa bakaya. The other thing here, that's the point, but
wait my brother. You know, on this platform, I am aware that a lot of people are following. So, I mean, when people come with ideas, we should be able to exchange. So, for example, you have mentioned institutionalizing tribalism, and you have given an example of the Ratsa situation. From your point of view, from what you understood from that Ratsa man, what did you understand from that Ratsa man? Where is the tribalism? Explain to me. Help me see.
Let me even start from there, Tayali. A very credible institution, a very big institution like Ratsa, we don't even expect the whole entire CEO of Ratsa to start meddling in such human resource decisions.
Why
I
not?
don't think Ratsa can't embark on that application. CEO, no.
Okay. So I don't think that is a situation. I don't think that is a situation. But now, even what is the job of the CEO? When you say
the CEO, especially in a parastatal or in a government institution, it is to implement the policy directions higher government. But otuma issues utu human resource kusala.
So if you say no, wait a minute. If you say the job of the CEO is to implement the policies of government, then what is the job of the board?
Yes.
Then what is the job of the board?
But board, okay, government through the minister, but the institute board. Board yasara CEO, but CEO ni chief execution officer is executing the strategies of the organization or the appointing authority. And
that execution doesn't it include hiring of people?
Not based on those things. Okay,
so yeah. So what are those things? So what are those things that you heard? So what are those things that you heard in that
even
audio?
making reference to tribes, even making just the mere fact that he made reference to tribes or Eastern Province.
What was the context?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, yes. My brother, what was the context in which he brought in tribe? What was the context?
We were not privy to the whole entire meeting.
No, it is there in the conversation. Yes. From the conversation, the context is there. Yeah, so the point is, there was a context to which he alluded to the issue of region. There was a context. And the context was the whole scenario. If you allow me to say, the whole scenario is that this man, at one point, they brought him a list of shortlisted people. There was a vacancy, and HR did advertise, and then they shortlisted people, okay? When they shortlisted people, then they brought to him to say, these are the people that we have selected. So, in other words, this CEO was not part of the people that were scrutinizing applications. He's not the one that received applications. Applications were received by HR. HR shortlisted. When they shortlisted, then they went to him. These are the people that we have selected. And when he looked at the list, he looked at the names and he realized that the names which were there were more of Eastern and know them. And then he said,
Northern
Madam,
Province.
yes, and he said, Madam, are you okay with this list? And the madam said, yeah, it is just okay. Then he said, Madam, Zambia is more inclusive than that. Those are the words that he said. Zambia is more inclusive than that. Zambia is not just northern and eastern. It is more inclusive. So that is the context. And if you look at it, he's not the one that selected. Wait a minute. He's not the one that selected the names. And neither was he saying, can you put only Tongas here? Or can you put... He was simply saying, I don't believe that this list has a representation of, you know, the people that are looking for jobs. That's the context. From my understanding.
Okay, but Tayali, my brother, but Tayali, it's not news that most of the, you know, we don't discredit the fact or we don't dispute the fact that Vakateka Nabakwatensa Mbusha Kuchita point over the fire. But most of the appointments that are being done, they are coming from certain regions. It's not news. But the last point on them,
wait a minute. Because me, I know of people from other regions that have been appointed, other than those from the southern, you know, and I know that even people from the southern, some of them have been fired, replaced by people from the other side. So for me, I am not seeing it the way you are seeing it. So exclude me.
In conclusion, Batayali, I think in the interest of uniting the nation, if we require a system of trying to investigate my institutions, especially institutions of the state. I am my issues are tribalism that we let. Secondly, Mwachilanda to UPND, the comfortable. But president very popular, Lulavale Ponama elections. About popularity, Avo ile panshi, take over stage Ponama elections, because Fingi fin Twifile, if you remain a muchalo. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, my brother, and excuse me for interrupting you, but you know, it is in a spirit of, you know, conversing. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. We need to converse. We need to share ideas. From my point of view, the issue of tribe is being perpetuated on with a political agenda. The issue of tribe is being perpetuated with a political agenda. And UPND, like that caller said, that lady spoke out, need to be very careful, because this issue has been running along UPND even when they were in opposition. Hakainde Hichilema and UPND was highly labeled to be tribal. It was being decampaigned based on the fact that, no, these people, they are too tribal. These people are too tribal. Hakainde Hichilema is tribal. Hello? We're not from Kwai.
I open a year.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, no, just wanted to add my voice. That when you see that a lot of people have been good summer programs, then she economy anyway. That's a lie. It was sounding to be maybe calling from UK or with abroad. He has to ask himself how many programs we have UK and America. Can we say the economies are weak? I thought you were supposed to say much more on the way. Yeah, got economy. The reason why, the reason why the PFF increase the number of people in social cash transfer. The reason they were giving was that they don't have money.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, the reason they gave that they can't increase the fund was that there was no money. So if a government comes in, one increases the number of beneficiaries and also increases the fund, That is a very good signal. It's a sign that the economy is growing. The economy is doing fine. How do you increase an amount and a number when the economy is not okay? Is that making sense? So if you these are signs. And when you look at these other programs, like Intel for Age, that is images social cash transfer. That program was introduced, and also cash work. These two programs were introduced because we had the crisis of drought. Government had to put up measures to mitigate the sufferings of the people, because government realized to say, everything will be but we know that we can create a certain programs just to help you, to sustain you as we pass through this difficult time. So that is an indication. Remember when you had COVID, how many people are recorded? Yeah,
they never got it. True. Yeah, because there was no money.
You see, there was no money.
Even social cash transfer was a problem. Social cash transfer to pay people, it was a big problem. Social cash transfer,
Yes, that was an indication. Projects were stored. Remember when the minister then went on floor of the house, he announced to say projects which are below 80% will not continue because we have no money. Me, I've always told people to say, look, in as much as we are saying, no, this president, government, but there are indications in the signals are very clear that we are going somewhere. This man inherited a very difficult economy. When we brought in the program, IMF, people said a lot of things, and I challenge them all. But no, it's IMF, but here we are today. But under the IMF program, we have seen massive recruitments in the civil service. We have seen more programs under social programs. We have seen roads being done. Under IMF, we have seen free education. You see, that is an indication because we remember our nation went to never got the wage freeze and job freeze because they had no money. Wage freeze and job freeze because we were under IMF program. But under this president, when people are saying, oh, we're number IMF wise, it is opposite. This is where we have seen a lot of programs being introduced. So this is a signal that because if these things can happen, you have nothing a Bible and that if Kalaka can do these things during these difficult times, what more now their minds are being revived, the economy has started growing. We speak elastic. So we should give him that.
I think eye opener. I think Max Moore must contact you and put you part of the team there. I tell you.
No, I'm already part of the team.
Oh, you are already part of the team? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm already part of the team. Now I'm on the copper belt.
Oh, you're on the copper belt. No, keep.
And also, I want also to comment on the issue of Malawi. Our national problem Malawi. I like the way you have analyzed the elections in Malawi. You see, our national Sadila. You cannot compare the situation in Malawi to Zambia. Number one, you need to understand that Mutarika won an election, and that was his second term.
Yes.
Okay? He won that election. But because of the issues that were involved and whatever, those guys rushed to court. And the court nullified that seat, the presidential elections. They went for it. These guys came together. We are the late That is how they managed to defeat this man who has come back. And now when this man went back there, as you mentioned, he was playing politics. I'm a protest, I'm a shan and everything.
Yes.
You have seen it? Now the mistake that Chakwera did was to neglect that group of his friends. You see, he neglected that group, forgetting that aile power using a coalition government or an alliance. So this man being a second mwalimu mwaisa mupoka after winamwa mupoka, you think he was doing a lot of things.
No.
It is totally different with the scenario in Zambia.
Very much.
Totally different.
We don't have a
A proper politician cannot think, no, let's compare the elections in China. No, it's totally different.
Totally.
Then lastly, I want to comment on the issue of electricity, my brother, load shedding. Yes, you can condemn us and blame us to say we're not doing fine. But we have, what I've learned in this country is that when Zambia, they comment on other issues.
Now, I open. You have taken my platform now to be a campaign in Tuanikaneka. I'm going to charge you. I'll send the bill. Please go ahead anyway. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes. So when you look at the issue of importation, I was even communicating with my colleagues. This issue of condemning government to say, no, my brother, we need to be factual. You need to understand that I was telling you, about mesh. Unatokata container, imomwaitila mwamesh 2 liters, naombi aitila 5 liters, naombi aitila 10 liters. Latwala senda ya mesh yafika kuno kukitwe. Ero tuambo kupera, tuambo kusenda mesh, na yasankanya, tuambo kufuna bufyo, ero na chita 1 liter, pera 1 liter, ina 10 liter, pera 10 liter. That is exactly what happens. You need to understand, comrade, that I am like to export, to import. Naya full to export. What does it mean? It means what ZESCO has done. It is taking advantage of the cheap tariffs that we are importing Amalite, no which they export at a higher price. I don't know if you are getting my point. We are getting 200 plus, we are importing 280 megawatts to Aletamunumchan. Then we are exporting 100 plus. Where is this 100 plus coming? It's coming from the imports that we are buying, because we are taking advantage of the price. We make a profit so that ZESCO can continue operations. Because what is happening with
I open. This is a very big platform. So when you are explaining things which are technical like that, you need to be very solid on what you are saying. I will not engage you on it. All I will tell you is that please go and consult people at ZESCO. Take time. Talk to Max Muwe. Go as a team. Let them put you down there in one of their boardrooms and explain to you, so that when you talk to people can get the facts. Because what you are explaining here, a number of people might not agree with you. Even myself, I don't agree with you. So, but I won't engage you.
What I'm saying, my brother.
What
I'm saying, my brother, is not coming from my head.
So go and get information.
It's not coming from my head.
You have spoken very good things. But you profit. We are making profit.
Yes, I'm telling you.
This is how you mess up. You need to be very, very careful. He is UPND. And now he's saying that, no, we are making profit. We are making profit because we are getting, then we sell it at whatever. Politically, kukusantaula ya muntu andi. Kukusantaula. Mama. And it is not working according to the way is explaining. That is not how, that is not the concept behind the export and importing of electricity. It doesn't work on the fact that they buy 200 and then 200 wafnyapo 60 bashtisha to make profit. It is not like that. It is not like that. Please dismiss that part of this guy. Dismiss it. Dismiss. Let people from ZESCO call on ZESCO. Yeah. You are right, Nora. And this platform is big. This platform is big. There are a number of people that listen. So this is a program where somebody from Zesco would call in and explain to people. Trust me, don't underrate this platform, because this platform, if I mean to destroy you, I can destroy you. So why can't you use also this platform to make yourself? Why can't somebody from Zesco call and explain to people? I'm not going to start explaining it to them. I mean, there are people who are getting paid in Zesco. There are people who are getting paid in Zesco to explain these things. So, I mean, don't underrate. I mean, update yourself. Update yourself on how you disseminate information. Don't just stick to traditional media. The world has changed now. Social media precedes traditional media. Social media runs the narrative. Social media runs the narrative. Before you hear it on ZNBC, it will be running on social media. People will be reacting on social media. Before you hear it in times of Zambia and whatever, people will hear it here and they will be discussing it. So we set the agenda. Social media sets the agenda. Traditional media just follows on what was already spread on social media. Things break on social media. They break on social media. And people start talking. People start talking. By the time a journalist at ZNBC is putting up the story, editing the video, whatever, social media, people will be talking. And some of the people, many people, don't even listen to some of these traditional media houses. They don't. A lot of people don't buy newspapers. They don't. So why do you ignore social media, informal as it may be? Jump on it and set the agenda. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tayali, how are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm okay. Today I have nothing to say. I just wanted to say that, don't waste your time talking about ECA or just forget about this issue.
But now listen, my sister, listen. There, you are crossing the boundary. I set my agenda. I set my agenda. No one tells me what I should talk about and what I should not. Even if you are paying me, you can't tell me, don't talk about this. Don't. So what you do yourself, bring your opinion. If it is about Edgar Lungu, just speak your opinion. Don't come on my platform to tell me, don't talk about this. When you are crossing the boundary. Now, you are a rich man in sana. So
okay, now Kylie, why?
Speak your opinion. Don't tell me, don't talk about this. No one tells me what to talk about. Even if you pay me, no one tell. No one tells me.
Yes, I've heard you, but now what I'm trying to say is just watch and see what wise leaders they try to bring to the people of Zambia. We need justice in that case.
Okay, so from your point of view, there is no justice in Edgar Lungu's issue.
There will be justice. There will be.
Okay, so
mark my words.
Precious. So in this instance, you are saying there is no justice at the moment.
There will be justice.
Okay, at the moment, there
is just no watch justice. And see.
Okay, thank you, my dear. Thank you. I hear you.
All right.
Okay, thanks. So if you want, Apona, you are very, very stubborn. Very, very stubborn. The issue of don't talk about this. Talk about this. I want to retain my freedom. This is the only platform where I can exercise my freedom. This is what has made me even to be in exile. I want my freedom. I want to express myself. That's all. So people think that no, Tayali says things according to takwava. I set my agenda. I say what I want. You can only contribute. You can give your opinion. That's okay. And I don't mind if you don't agree with me. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, I think for today, I'm gonna end here. For tonight, I'm gonna end here. I wanted just to talk about 3 issues. One is that Edgar Lungu is dead. Please don't be misled by people with some ulterior motives who come up and try to suggest that Edgar Lungu is alive. No, Edgar Lungu is dead. And number 2, Edgar Lungu, he did not die as a result of gunshots or being involved in drugs. No, it is not true. It is not true. Edgar Lungu was not involved in those illicit activities. And then there is the other point that I wanted to bring is that at the moment the case is still in court. At the moment the case is still in court, and this is why you haven't seen the body in Zambia. The family has been appealing. Why is government not giving updates? The information I have is that government is trying to engage. Sorry, there is a phone call, and I'm worried if who knows. I was just checking just in case, just in case it's my wife calling. So anyway, so in terms of why the government is not updating is because government doesn't want to be misquoted. They are trying to see how they can engage with the family. So if they keep bringing up statements, their statements might be misquoted and jeopardize the initiative of engaging with the family. The other issue is the issue of Malawi. Malawi, I was basically saying that politics is about perception. It's about perception. So what happened in Malawi, I don't see it happening in Zambia. But UPND must be careful, because if right politics are played, and this doesn't mean that right politics is the truth. No, it can even be lies, where people run certain perceptions. And those perceptions, if they stick, they can actually cost a government. Lazarus Chakwera's government was destroyed by the perceptions. I think Chakwera was doing so much to try and improve the economy of Malawi. But all his efforts were not appreciated because there was a perception that was being run that is doing nothing. Then, of course, the issue of, the vice president, dying, and the death was put on Chakwera to say he killed Saulos. So these things played a part, mostly perception. They played a perception on Chakwera negatively, and they didn't counter. The media was not really on the side of Chakwera's government. So these things played a part. We don't think it can happen in Zambia, but UPND should not be complacent, because 2 weeks in politics is long enough. If the right politics are played, resources are put in, it's easy. It's easy. So they should be very, very careful. I think I'm ending on that note. Thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for your contributions, and thank you for your support. May God bless you, and may God bless Zambia. Good night.